Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Ever been suckled by a crackhead? I haven't seen that word in a long time. Suckled.
Is this the same guy that sent the fucking cheese factory one in?
No. This is a new guy, I think.
Oh, the wording. The wording.
Yeah, he spelled it as well. Because Sabina saw this one and she's like, "What's ED?" And I'm like, "Oh, you got to read it as it is, like crackhead." You can't read it as a singular word.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I have the worst friends in the world. Well, apparently you don't have a friend that's going to name your kids Billy Bob, yeah. We was on a stag do. I woke up to find a crackhead they found on a strip sucking my nipples.
Oh my God.
As you can imagine, I wilied out. I wilied out and didn't understand what was going on. Meanwhile, they were filming from the bathroom. My girlfriend will go fucking insane if she finds out. The boys says they aren't going to say anything, and it was a prank, so nothing happened once they got their laughs. She left, and the videos got deleted because of how much I went crazy. Do I be honest with my girlfriend, knowing that they put me in the doghouse? Love the pod, guys. Keep it up. Good look next year. So at least it was a female crackhead. I mean, they could have gone full blown horrible and made it sound like a bloke.
Mate, take that to the fucking grave. Do not tell anyone.
I remember Jim and some of the guys back in the day went to like Amsterdam, and they convinced one of the guys to get sucked off by this like huge African woman. And like whenever he walked into the room after that, they would just go, "Rhonda!" like every time he walked in. It's fucking ridiculous.
Some groups of mates are fucking cruel, man. And
yeah. That's something you would say for like a stag do.
Like, yeah, that is definitely a stag do thing. That is definitely something that happened on a stag do.
I don't think it would be like an ended relationship situation because you can tell that's something no one would do that willingly. Who goes out and gets drunk and goes, "I want to wake up to a crackhead sucking my nipple"?
No, exactly.
I mean?
If the girlfriend is overprotective, then he could be in trouble. But if I was him, if the videos have been deleted and the boys are saying they're not going to say nothing, take it to the grave.
I don't think they would say it anyway. Like I think it will probably come up again when like you're in a group at like the pub,
yeah,
and stuff like that. But I don't think unless you piss one of them off, that it's ever going to come back up again.
No, well, it shouldn't do. It shouldn't do. It should stay where it stays.
Not unless you're walking down the strip and the crackhead sees you and is like, "Hello."
He's like, "Hey, like, man,
who the fuck's that?" It's no one.
Standing in Weatherspoons and you feel like a hand going up your top.
I had the left one last night. I want the righty today. Whip it out for me. That's
Mate,
how would you?
I'd be fucking mortified
that?
if I woke up to that. I would be so upset.
I can imagine Jamie just starts swinging like the crackhead.
Mate, I would. Everyone in that room, including the crackhead, would have been in a serious fighting situation.
I just don't like. Obviously, they must have paid him. Yeah, I mean,
of course, yeah. They probably paid him a bag of chips, Saint.
I'm just trying to think of the fucking. I suppose if you're a crackhead though, you'd do anything for a fucking
20 quid.
Not even that. A tenner.
I remember I was with an ex-girlfriend at Weatherspoons years ago. Do you remember the Hatters?
Yeah.
The London Hatter. I stand outside that smoking years ago, and a crackhead come up to me after he just robbed fucking perfume shop Blind in town. And he'd come up and he had this bag of like aftershaves and perfumes, and he's like, "Oh, do you want one of these? Do you want one of these?" And I was like, "Nah, mate, it's all right." And then like he got out like, do you remember Jean Paul Gaultier, like the one that looked like a man?
Oh yeah.
That was like 90 quid at the time. That was fucking years ago. So it would be like well over 100 now for the big bottle. And he was like,
Hmm.
I'll give you that for £10. And I was like, nah, mate, you're right. I don't want it. Because I was like trying to fumble him off because I was like on a date with a girl. Oh. And I know people saying, oh, I'll take your dates to Weatherspoons. We were having drinks after that we went to the restaurant, all right? But anyway, I was like, nah, you're right, mate. And I was like trying to push him away. And he was like, £5. And I was like, nah, you're right, mate. I was trying to push him away. He was like, £2 then. And then the girl that I was with gave him £2, and I had like 100ml bottle of fucking Jean Paul Gaultier for like £2. And I was like, I had that for like a year, like a good year after that. I was well happy.
Fucking hell, man. That's
Crackers do
living for
anything.
you. They would, yeah.
They're like a different breed.
I watched the Hangover movies a couple of days ago, last week, and it's all I can think of is like that. Like
Yeah,
just wake
pure
up, you're like hanging out your ass.
chaos.
There's a fucking. I wonder what she looked like.
Can you imagine if she like smelt? And then like you
She
spent
would
the
have
rest of the
smelled.
weekend in that
I
bed.
watched that. What was it? White Trash something. It's a guy on. Was it called White Trash? It's a guy on YouTube who interviews not homeless people.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of them on TikTok.
Yeah, and really interesting. Like he's not like horrible to them, but he like talks to them about their story and stuff like that. And like when you look at someone, you just think, you fucking stink.
Yeah. And then she'll be like, a lot of them are women, and they're always like, I'm 21, and I'm thinking, 21? You've had a fucking hard life, love. Jesus.
There's a woman that he has come back multiple times because she must have like split personality or something like that. And I remember one of her interviews, she was like, it was like, how was your childhood? And she was like, oh, it was fine until I found out that I was a clone. And I'm just like, and then he goes to her like, oh, what's your drug of choice? And she's like, this and this and this. And I'm like, yeah, fucking clone are you? You know what planet you are on, love. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you've been cloned by meth. That's what that is.
Ridiculous. There's this really good one with this guy who's like a debt collector. And he said that he's like an ex one, but he's like a fucking brutal bloke. And he said he went up to this tent and he was knocking on it. The guy was really fucking rude to him. So he just set it on fire, put the guy inside it.
Fucking hell.
That's mental, isn't it? And he was like, and then he waits out the front with like this little, he used to carry around this like little bat that he could put in his coat.
Yeah.
Like, wait till they come out, and then he would just fucking crack them if they're coming out this burning tent. I'm like, mate, you're sick. You're fucking LA, man. I ain't going to that. What's that? The place? It's not Skid Row.
Skid Row.
It's Skid Row.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, fuck that, man.
Apparently, I was reading. What was I looking up? I was looking up one of our JCB episodes, and the headquarters of whatever it is, I think it might be the headquarters of Microsoft, is in San Francisco. Something's in San Francisco. One of the big...
I know Twitter's there.
It might be Facebook or something, or it might be Twitter. But all around wherever that headquarters is like a massive area of like Skid Row.
I think
apparently
it's Twitter.
that's
I think
worse than
Elon
Skid
Musk
Row.
was talking about it on Joe Rogan.
Ah, right, yeah. Yeah, it was fucking... I've looked at a documentary about it. It's fucking awful around there. They're like zombies in it because they're all on spice.
San Francisco is supposed to be quite grotty. Like, it's a place I'd love to go, but apparently, it's gone downhill. But so was it Elon Musk or someone that was saying that like they had a visit from someone important, and all of a sudden they cleaned all the tramps up and that.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, oh, why couldn't you do that normally? Why? Well, like, where have you put them as well? He's cleaned them up. They're gone. Yeah. But then
it's like the same during COVID times, they housed the whole of the fucking homeless population in all of the hotels in Luton, yeah. And then I was like, hang on a minute, there's no one around the shop trying to ask me for fucking change, yeah. And then I'm like, look, I was at work, obviously, because I was one of the few cunts working during the pandemic. And when I looked down the road at the hotel by the airport, the one that I normally pick you up from, that's like a full-blown homeless shelter. Like, there's fucking hundreds of them in there. And I was like, so if they could whack them all in a hotel for 6 months or a year, nearly, is how long they were in there, How can they not do that normally?
Yeah. Can you imagine having to work in that hotel and have to like clean their sheets and that? Those poor fucking people.
There must have been some kind of deal where it's like your room is yours to look after for the next 3 months, and you must look after it or something.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I didn't think of that way. But yeah, long story short, I wouldn't worry about it. Like I said, unless you've got your mates, and if they say they're not going to do it, I couldn't imagine they're going to fucking
Nah,
they're going to bring it up. So I wouldn't worry about it.
fucking
And if
pranks,
everything's got
man. That
yeah,
is a prank and a half.
I would save it in a couple years and then bring it up because that's quite a funny story. But it's
Yeah.
probably still quite raw right now.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be okay. What a fucking story though, man. I mean, what's the other one we had that was like that? That he woke up with someone.
He woke up next to a girl that he said looked absolutely diabolical, and then she told him he was clapped.
He was clapped. Yeah, no, there was another one that was like similar to that. Whereas, like, have you ever? So was it something to do with an old Chinese man? Have you
Maybe,
ever?
maybe.
It was like
Have you?
an ex addict, and he was like,
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what the story was. Have you ever something? I don't know. Anyway, that
I
was a good
love
one too.
them. There's a few people that have started it with "Have you ever done this?"
Yeah, yeah. Man, I thought I was bad.